Joining us now is Tobi, and we're going to be talking about gifted. Gifted what? Gifted people that she's there to help supplement and enrich their learning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So you've had this academically charged up curriculum going for over 16 years. Tobi, what started this for you?
It really started, I'm from a family of educators, I'm a family of artists and also entrepreneurs, so that sort of set me in one direction. And then I got many degrees in education, and then I got doctoral certified in education. I was supposed to go teach, but then I ended up owning a film company for 6 years in Manhattan with a partner. Then I went into culinary art, and then I decided to go into teaching. And the first job I got, I ran a gifted program. They told me because of my versatile background that I should be doing that. So I was 6 years, I was at a district running gifted program there in the middle school for children, IQs of 130 or higher, whatever. And then I moved out to Huntington. And then I got a job in a district there. And after 2 years, for my second tenure, they informed me that I was a brilliant teacher and that my evaluations exceeded district expectations, but I don't fit in, so I'm not giving you tenure again.
Really?
So I left.
You were downsized?
What?
Tobi, someone like you was kind of downsized?
No, they were the politically it didn't work too well.
Understood.
They didn't understand what I was doing. They didn't get me.
Okay.
But at the time I just was devastated. I couldn't believe it. After they complimented me, then they said, you're gone. So I left and I started classes in my living room with a couple laptops and brought those kids that I had left with me there. And then long story short, we went in my basement for 4 years, and then we now have locations in Nassau and Suffolk County. We've served over 3,000 gifted kids and doing it my way. And it's worked very nicely.
So Tobi, what testing do they need to take in order to qualify? Like if someone thinks they have a smart child, how do you know that it's like maybe above the average bear?
I published some articles that are on the website that give you like a criterion as to what characteristics that your kids would have if they're gifted. And you're supposed to read through these 30 characteristics. And then if they don't have an IQ test, if they do, it's 128 IQ or higher.
Okay.
And then they come in and we do like an interview with them in a sample lesson to see how they feel. And they're either going to say, this is too hard for me, or they're going to say, I love it, I want to stay. That's sort of how we get them in. Yeah.
It's exciting that you've had that background. I love to teach, and the other day I was able to, I was a national speaker at the National College Media Day.
Oh, cool.
And I loved it so much. And I'm also an artist, so it's hard sometimes, which comes first, the talk show, the this, the that, the that, the other thing. I understand when someone's, built like you, that's all you want to do is be in service to these great, beautiful, brilliant minds. Mm-hmm. What have you seen? What have they been able to achieve afterwards? Because I'm sure you've got
amazing.
Some.
We start working with kids at 2 and 3 with SAT and ACT vocabulary words. They start at 2. So by the time they're in, I don't know, 5th grade, 6th grade, they could take college exams by then. They get into the best schools. Some of them get perfect scores on their college boards. They become our future leaders. They really have. And I keep in touch with them, and I know what they're doing, and it's pretty amazing.
That's got to be exciting for you.
It's amazing, yeah.
And I'm sure that they always come back and they're like, guess what happened?
Yeah, they do.
Right?
They do, yeah.
I got a 1600 on my SAT.
Yep,
Yep. It's wonderful. There should be butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers. And not everyone has that gifted brain. Sometimes people are athletes, and they become professional athletes. But there should be, I believe, more to support the professional brain.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
It's true, absolutely.
So that's what you can do.
Yeah,
so
that's what we try to do.
That's what you do. What other types of fun things do you do there?
We're a very different kind of program. We don't follow the state curriculum. I trademarked and patented my own way of teaching. So it's a very outside-the-box, creative, random, spontaneous kind of way of teaching, which keeps these kids engaged because they've been sitting in school for 7 hours, knowing everything already. Then they come here and they're going to have another 3 hours after school. So we have to be something that really engages them, and we keep them on their toes for sure.
So it could be supplemental, or it could be the whole curriculum.
We do all subjects for the first 2 hours of a class.
Okay.
And I mean, we do one subject at a time, but each week we cover eventually all subjects. And then the second part of the class is all writing, because the kids really need help with that, whether they're gifted or not. Their writing in the United States is not good.
No.
So we have tried to make a difference with that.
Right, semicolon, when you have a comma splice.
Everything's messed up.
I believe it's the grammar, the spelling, and the punctuation.
And also, they have so many thoughts going on inside their mind that for them to get it out in a coherent way that other people understand is really difficult for them. So they need strategies to be able to do that, and that's what we that's what we work on with them.
Have you seen any team projects come out of some of the people that have graduated from your program?
Actually, a lot of them go to college together. A lot of them stay very close because they don't fit into the regular kids. Some of them are very quirky, and they don't care about the things that their normal peers do. So when they meet the kids in this program, they get very close, and they do things together and go to jobs together, and it's a wonderful thing for them. Yeah.
So Tobi, some people that might be diagnosed, on the spectrum or have Asperger's or things of that nature, you can also work with them?
We don't work with twice exceptional, which is what you're talking about.
That's called twice exceptional?
Yeah,
okay.
Because our curriculum is very fast-paced, it's very focused, and if you have a problem with attention or if you're autistic, it's difficult. It'll be a lot of pressure. Even though they could be brilliant, it's a lot of pressure on them.
Understood.
Yeah.
So very selective, a small group?
Well,
and they test to be
8 and
accepted?
12 kids to a class.
Okay.
And the grades are about 1 year apart each class, like 2 to 3, 4 to 5, like that.
Awesome. You must love what you do.
I love what I do. It's
Who taught you to be inclusive? Because you're a very inclusive person. Who taught you that? Was that something early on in your life where it was okay? It was okay to be like the nerdy kid?
Both my parents are artists, and they were, also in architecture and business, and they're just very creative. I mean, a creative is like that's a very small word to describe what I'm about. So I really try to offer that, and I really try to make it so that what my parents showed me. My mom was a teacher, 14 teachers in my family.
Beautiful.
So it's sort of, I got it in the genes somewhere, but it's definitely a way of approaching kids.
So in addition to a curriculum that you're personally providing, you're actually taking your technology on the road. What's happening in that regard, Tobi?
What's happening is I'm taking my curriculum and I'm going to be publishing it and selling it to the school districts so they can have Villages Gifted in their schools rather than the parents having to pay for a private session. Now they can have it in the schools, and that's what my goal is.
Lovely. Now, are you doing that through a workbook? Are you going to be doing that through videos, interactive?
I'm going to be doing it always. I'm going to be publishing a workbook. I'm going to be doing a seminar at the different schools and training the teachers, as well as having a website where they'll be available to get the curriculum.
And what is that going to be called? Tobi Phillips Greatness?
Villages Gifted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Villages Gifted.
Gifted approach,
okay.
Yeah.
Tobi, thank you so much. You're just a delight to have on. Stay tuned for more. We've been living it up right here. I love that idea, taking it on the road. If you're gifted anywhere in the globe, possibly you can help, get help with this curriculum. Be well.